What is going on YouTube? My name is Brett. Welcome back to my Lego collecting YouTube channel. Today we've got a very special video. We're going to be rating my Lego Star Wars Clone Army from 2014 from 1 to 10. So it's going to be a great day. I'm very excited to show you guys this old video that I found of my Lego Clone Army. It's super cool. I've got a very squeaky voice, so be prepared for that. But let's go ahead and react to this video. I'm going to let the intro play out of the video so you guys can listen for a little bit, and then we're going to mute the audio so then I can kind of talk over it as the video keeps playing through. What a classic intro. I made that with the, I believe it was iMovie on Max. Yeah, what a cool intro.
Hi502 here. I'm presenting to you guys my Lego Star Wars Clone Army of 2014. So,
look at that! That's it right there!
198 clones in total, basically doubling my clones from last year. And then I have 20 Jedi and R2-D2 units. So let's get started. So we have...
Look at that, eh? 198 clones, I said. That is a really, really good collection. So for the rest of the video, I slowly go over one by one. Right now I'm talking about the Bomb Squad troopers and how many of them I have. What a collection though. So I was 14 years old. I was born in 2000. So this collection was amassed probably from the years like 2008-ish to 2014. Sorry if you guys can hear that. I don't know why my stomach's grumbling, but yeah. Hopefully the camera and the microphone's not picking that one up. But yeah, what a cool collection. We've got some interesting figs here, like the Snow Troopers. We've got the Gunners, the clones. Those are cool. We've got just the regular clones in the back there. I forget, are those the... Is it 501 First Legion Troopers? I'm looking at the orange helmet guys. I always forget their names in the middle there.
I have 5 ATRT.
We got some ATRT figures. Classic. We didn't get a lot of those guys, but...
Don't quite know their name either. So, yeah. And then I have 4 of the new guys, blue guys. I forget their name too.
So I actually filmed this on an iPad. Believe it or not.
I think that's like...
It's kind of, that's why like it keeps making this weird cracking noise and stuff. That's the case and me grabbing it. I had one of those big like thick cases where you can just like throw the iPad 100 feet. So that's what I was recording this on at the time, using that autofocus. So I was like tapping the screen to refocus it. But those Sand Troopers right there, super proud to have those guys. I remember getting that set, and small little set, pretty expensive too.
We have Commander Cody.
Commander Cody.
ARF Trooper Commander.
ARF Trooper Commander, nice.
Senate Commando, I think his name is. Bookarms Custom Scout Troopers. My customs all here, except for the one on the far right, which is that one.
So yes, I did indeed have some custom Lego Star Wars figs, and actually I do believe I did that myself.
Aerolite heads, so that's really magnificent. Some horn troopers that I've customized. Now the newest regular, that's the newest regular clones that you can get.
Yeah.
I have 20 something of those too. No, I think I have 17 of these. 4 Yodas. I have Plo Koon, Anakin.
I had a modest little like Jedi collection, not like a crazy one. But then you get into like the droids, and I was actually pretty proud of how many droids I had.
R2-D2, Plo Koon's R2-D2.
And I only knew about R2-D2, to be honest, like the name. I don't know any of the other guys' names. I was just like, I got R2-D2 and his homies be hanging out. So that's all the minifigs right there. I said 198 clones and I believe just over 20 Jedi. That includes probably the R2-D2 droids as well. So this is my ships now. My ships. A lot of those were like battle packs That's how I got most of my clones right there.
Battle packs, Bark Speeder, Snow Speeder.
I like how I'm naming them off every so often. I'm like,
don't know the name.
you know, like give me a minute, quick thought.
An ATTE, 6 ATRTs.
The ATRTs, I was fascinated and in love with. I remember once I picked a couple of those up and I built them, I honestly think I liked those more sometimes than like the Venator I had, or even the ATTE. That ATTE that was like, oh, it was original. I was very proud to have that one. So right now in this room that I'm showing, I was actually in Alberta. So during this time, I lived in Alberta for 9 months or so. And so I brought all my collection from Ontario. Oh no, I just like literally stepped on all of them right there and crushed them. But yeah, and I have this really cool ship in my dresser there too. I'm super proud of my collection there. What a great selection of minifigs and ships and stuff. And I didn't have a lot of ships either, so the ones I did have, like I treasured them. These were my favorite pieces. And then yeah, so I just go over talking about a couple more little things about some figs that I really like, doing another little overview and stuff. Yeah, what a cool army. So at this point too in my life, I only worked a paper route, I believe, and it was just for a couple years. So all of this Lego Star Wars stuff, even all my other Lego stuff in general, was all bought through with my paper route money over months and months of saving. And one of the coolest ways that I was able to acquire a lot of this Lego stuff was secondhand. So we had a flea market called the Curtis Flea Market, and there's a gentleman there that runs a big giant store, and I used to go there every weekend, and my parents, I believe, had a booth there as well, so that's why I was kind of going back and forth a lot more. For a few years, right before we left and moved to Alberta, I was going to that flea market almost every weekend. And so I was making sure I was picking up stuff up from him, very fair prices, and I was even doing trades at the time too for Lego and stuff, trading in my other Lego stuff to build this big army. But yeah, I was so proud of that army. I think... Oh, another video just started playing. There we go. Okay, we paused it. Unfortunately, one of the saddest realities now is I don't have that Lego collection anymore. It's all gone. Not even one piece I kept. I ended up selling it, I think, when I was 18, 19. Again, before I moved. I moved back to Ontario. Like I said, I only lived here in Alberta for 9 months, went back to Ontario for a couple years. Then when I was 18, we came back to Alberta. So when I left is when I decided, you know what, I'm not going to bring any of my Lego stuff this time with me. I want to try some different hobbies in life, get outdoors more, do this, do that. So I moved on with that and liquidated all my Lego stuff. That's probably the biggest regret I've got in my entire life now, is that it's like I didn't hold on to anything. I let it all go. But the hardest part is that I had to. The stuff, like the prices I sold the stuff for at the time, was very high. I was getting between $5 to $8 a Star Wars fig, sometimes more. And this is just the basic guys. Like the figures should have only been going for, $2 to $3 a piece at the time. And I was getting a lot more for them. People it was flying off the shelves. I remember I was using the Facebook Marketplace. We had it was called Auction Wars. So they're more private sites, but you could just list stuff and it would just disappear. People would bid it up like crazy and they loved it. So it wasn't hard for me to let go because of the money that I was bringing in. I was actually making a lot of money. It's not like I lost money selling my collection, but still, even though I had the money at the time, obviously now I don't have the Lego and I don't have that same money. So, was it a good idea? Was it a good decision? Maybe, maybe. My early 20s, I got to enjoy, like I said, more outdoor activities and different hobbies, but now that I'm 25, I'm, slowly crawling back into this. Do I want to start up another Lego Star Wars Clone Army? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't keep up now with, like, the new Star Wars shows and movies coming out, so I'm going to be pretty lost when it comes to the lore of that stuff, and is that something I really want to, like, deal with or be a part of? I don't really know. So, one last thing I want to quickly talk about for this video is my rating. I never talked about it. How would I rate my Clone Army? Out of nostalgia, If I could put 11 out of 10, I would. I would. I'm so nostalgic about this Clone Army. Like, if I could cry right now, I'd cry. But I'm pretty dried out, so I ain't got no tears. Sorry, I live in the desert. There's not much moisture going on in here, so yeah, I I love that Clone Army. I miss it so badly. Again, I'd give it 11 out of 10 if I could. Giving a realistic, actual answer, trying to think of like some of the things that were going on at that time. I'm 14 years old. I don't have a job. I was just collecting with paper route money. I'm a kid. I don't drive. Like all these different variables. So to have like almost 200 clones, another 20 Jedi, and a really good ship selection, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair. I think that's pretty like reasonable. And again, I would give it a 10 out of 10 just for like pure nostalgia because it's again all of the figures that I wanted to collect. At the end there, you guys got to see a little glimpse of my customs. It's too bad I didn't really show off the actual torsos and back because I put them on myself. Like I took the time to cut them out, use the little gluing solvent stuff and put them on there, and it was a lot of work for a 14-year-old ADHD kid, so I was super, super proud of those. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10 is what I'm gonna rate my collection out of. What do you guys rate my collection? Comment down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video though, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did. It's so fun to relive the past sometimes and look back and see what kind of stuff you were doing years ago. Especially now, it's like just over 10 years ago, so it's really cool to look back on it. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I will catch you all in another LEGO video very, very soon. Have a great day, y'all.